Hey guys, what's up? My name is Casually Fantasy, and today we're doing a completely different video to what we would usually do. Now, I have people asking me how to set up a channel, what sort of stuff you need, and I thought in this video I would show you how to make a YouTube channel, get all the equipment, software, actually build a PC, all for under £500.
Make it rain.
Alright, so just to start things off, before you get anything, you're going to need to choose a case, because you need something to put all your internals into. So we're going to start off with we're going to go through 3 cases that I think is pretty cool. The first one, actually, after looking at it for quite a while, I kind of started to not like it. It doesn't look very nice, I don't think. But the first one is the Goblin mesh. This costs about £25, it has green LEDs on it. It is pretty cool, but it's also quite tacky. I don't particularly like it, but it does its job. It's a cool case. For the second case, I thought the CIT F3 midi is a pretty cool case. It can get it in like near enough every colour of the rainbow. It's a really sick case. It's £5 less than the Goblin mesh. It's £20, and it gets the job done. It's skinnier as well. Like the Goblin mesh is more of a thicker PC case, so it's got more room in it. This one's slightly skinnier. And at third, I have the Black Widow. This is quite it's just a very plain black case, but I think it has different color LEDs inside, so you can change what it looks like. This PC is black, and it's just got a transparent side, and it's reasonably big as well, so it's a pretty good case in my opinion. Alright, so coming in next, we have the motherboard. This is this is the most important component to the computer aside from the CPU. Now, so you don't need a really expensive motherboard. There are loads out there, but this one in particular costs £60. It's an asus H81M Plus. It has one PCI Express support, which I know it's only one, but it's not bad because you don't really need more than one graphics card unless you're a pro gamer. But if you're just starting off, you only need one graphics card. So that's perfect in my opinion. It's got everything else it needs, and yeah, it's just simple as that. And then next, what you're going to need is probably a terabyte hard drive. Well, you don't need a terabyte one, but I've written terabyte one down. 500 gigs is all I've got, and I think it's plenty. But a 1 terabyte hard drive, if you look properly, will cost about £30. Don't buy the really stupidly expensive ones. If you go to Amazon, there will be expensive ones, and then you can probably buy the same one for cheaper if you look at the prices. It does say when you click on the hard drive. I can't remember who it's made by because I completely forgot. It'll probably say on the picture actually when I show that. So it's £30, a 1 terabyte hard HDD or hard drive, whatever you want to call it. It's all good. Next, you will need RAM. This is reasonably important. 4 gigs isn't enough really nowadays, so I'd get 8. An 8GB stick of RAM cost about £50. That's pretty good, to be honest. By the fact that 4 gigs cost about 26, you're saving £2. That's pretty good. I would keep that. So next on the list is PCU, otherwise known as power supply, which is what you plug your computer in with to power it, funny enough. Now, a 500 watt power supply isn't as powerful as the one I've got. I've got a 750 watt, but a 500 watt power supply, which is really all you need, is £30. But if you think you're going to have quite a powerful graphics card that's going to require a lot more, or you're going to have lots of things plugged into your USBs, then I would go for a 750 watt power supply, which can cost from in between £65 to £70. So yeah, they should be. They do the same thing, but one's just got more power to the computer. Next, we have the GPU. And I've chosen the nvidia geforce GTX 650. Now this costs between £50 and £60 depending on which type you get. There's Asus have released their own version, MSI, EVRG I think they're called. But yeah, just find whichever one's cheapest. They all do the same thing. Yeah, that's basically about it. So yeah, it costs about £50 to £60 I said. Here's a little chart which I probably put up with the graphics card, but just to show what it's capable of running. Now I have a GTX 650, and I think it's perfect, especially for the computer I've got at the moment. When I get an upgrade, I'll have a slightly newer graphics card in it. Right, up next, you're going to need one of these. Now this is an old one, that's why I'm touching it. You never touch the back of these because they're so sensitive. Now this is a CPU. Now this is an Intel Pentium. Now these are dual core, these are crap, these are really old. So don't worry about those. What you're going to want is an AMD, well, what I've put down for the price, trying to keep everything within £500. But for how much you want to spend, an AMD Athlon is really good. It's quad core and costs about £50–60, depending where you buy it from. In stores it tends to be more expensive than that, so I would buy it online. Next, so we finished the PC parts. All you've got to do is put it together. I don't have the stuff with me, so I can't put it together, but I'm pretty sure there are tutorials on YouTube. Well, there is tutorials on YouTube for how to put together a PC. Just go watch a couple of those, and if you don't want to do it yourself, you could always buy a pre-built PC online. Alright, so now we move on to the stuff you're going to need with your PC and how much it's going to cost. So to see what you're doing on your computer, you're going to need a monitor. Now, depending on where you look, these can range from £50 to £150. But you can get some pretty nice monitors for about £60–70, and that's about the range I would go for. About £70 is good for a monitor. Alright, anyway, next, the keyboard and mouse. These, funnily enough, are quite vital. I have a trackball mouse, because I'm weird, and I find it easy to use them. So, you can get cheap gaming mouses. I'm not saying they're bad, I'm saying they're cheap. For about £5, they're really quite cheap actually. I saw one on there for, was it £2.99, but it had LEDs in it and everything. It looked pretty cool. Only about £3. So I would, if you're maybe when you first get a computer, just get one of those. That's all you really need. Or your computer might come with a mouse. In that case, don't worry about it. But you can also get cheap keyboards from between £8 and £10. Obviously, you can get them for much more expensive than that. Like, anyway, yeah. So a keyboard would cost about £10 if you want a cheaper one, and a mouse should cost about £5. However, you can get a gaming, if you look on the internet, you can get them together, like you can get sets of both of them, and usually they're quite decent. So I would spend about £50 on keyboard and mouse, because you want it to last a while, you don't want it to break. So I would spend a reasonable amount on the mouse and keyboard. Alright, next, a mic. So you can get mics like this one, which are pretty bad, but they do the job. So they're known as laptop mics because they just plug into the side of your computer. However, I would not recommend them. I would recommend getting something like my mic, if I can get it into the camera here. It's a fifine mic. It's actually really good for how much it costs. It costs £25, and it's got HD audio, which is, well, most mics do nowadays, but it's a pretty nice mic really for how it works. It's got an echo thing on it. Wait. Echo, 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 echo. Done. Alright, but the little laptop mics cost about £5. So if you just want a starting mic, because I used like a laptop type mic when I first started, but this one's much better. Alright, so that was the mic for beginners and the fifine mic, and yeah, the fifine mic, definitely go for the fifine mic. Alright, so moving on to cameras now, because if you don't want to have a face cam, you can skip this. Save yourself, I can't remember how much it cost. Save yourself about £25, I think it was. 25, I think it's about 25. So yeah, you could, I mean, if you're not going to have a face cam, or you're not going to do vlogging or anything, you just want to record your screen, then you can just completely forget this part and just move on to the next bit. However, cameras. This one I got for Christmas, the one I'm recording my face with right now. It cost about £25. It's a Vivitar DVR 908FD. Now this camera is pretty dank. It's HD 1080p. You don't need a 4K camera really, so the HD 1080p is absolutely fine. It's one of the ones you hold like that, like the ones that have the opening sides. But it's just currently on a dock on top of my monitor with a plug that plugs into my PC, and it's perfect. It's actually a really good camera, and yeah, that's all you really need. That's all you need is a good HD camera. So let's just quickly go through what we have so far. We have a computer, we have its components, we have the monitor, the keyboard, we also have the mouse, the mic, and the camera. Now, next I'd say speakers. If you don't want speakers, you're just going to use headphones, that's fine, you can also skip this bit. But I always like to have a pair of speakers in case I want to listen to music as I'm doing my room or something. So speakers range from about 10, well, cheaper ones range from about 10 to £100. Choose one in your price range, basically. Mine, I don't know how much mine cost. I bought them actually ages ago. I think they were around the 100 mark. Moving on to software now, so recording software. So now, OBS is a free operating system, I personally use fraps. I bought it, so yeah. Or Bandicam, I purchased that before I purchased fraps. Anyway, OBS is free. Don't need to buy anything. You just type in OBS to Google, like literally OBS as you think it, you spell it. Type into Google and the first thing should pop up, and you just download the software, and there you go, you got yourself some recording software. You might have to watch a YouTube video on how to use it. I don't use OBS, so I don't know how to use it, but there are loads and loads of videos on it. Now for editing, you're going to need this unless you're not going to edit your videos, in which case don't worry about this. But if you have a Windows computer like myself, then use Windows Movie Maker if you don't want to pay for editing software. If you're gonna pay for it, get Sony Vegas. It's absolutely flipping awesome. That's what I use. But Movie Maker is perfect. I used to use Movie Maker. Now, for Apple products, if you don't want to pay for it, use Apple iMovie. It's perfectly fine. And it's free as well. I don't know any other software you can get on an Apple device. I don't know if you can get Sony Vegas on iMacs. I'm pretty sure you can, but I'm not particularly sure. Anyway, so that's about it. So you have your computer, your speakers, your keyboard, mouse, mic, camera, monitor, and your software. And that's really all you need. You need to have a YouTube account, but it's all good. Now you can get little accessories for your computer, like controllers. That's what I use for Rocket League and various games. Memory sticks. It's just one of them. Woot. Woot woot. I also have this one. It's pretty sick. It's a bit on screws, so memory sticks in there. You might want to get a tripod and a mic holder. I mean, all sorts of different things. Experiment what sort of mouse you like. I use these, as I've already mentioned. But you don't have to move the mouse, you just move the ball on the side. I use it for shooters. I find it much easier to use. Oh, I went orange. But you choose whatever you want, and that's about it, really. So thanks so much for watching this video. This is how to create a YouTube channel and your own PC for under £500. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you actually learned something, because I sort of did doing all this research and it's been really cool. So I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.